All right, ready? Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Hey, everybody. It's Mac and Damer here from OCR Kings. And bit of a busy weekend for us.
Oh,
but
yeah.
This is kind of the sit rep for Spartan because you did yours yesterday. So today's Sunday. So I just rolled back into town and meeting up with Mac here. Did the Palmerton sprint today.
Awesome. What'd you think of it?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah?
It's pretty good.
And you did the race, and you drove back. And now you're doing the video. Huh?
The wife drove back.
Okay. Still impressive. Impressive. How long of a jaunt was it? The drive was how long?
Like a little over 3 hours.
3 hours. Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
A little over 3 hour drive. First time to Palmerton for
Tell me about
either
it.
one of us.
How was it?
Pretty cool. It's a
Yeah.
cool mountain. It was like you're driving down into whatever little town it was, and there's like these big mountains to your right. And I'm like, there's rock faces, and it's kind of aggressive
Oh,
looking.
boy.
And you keep going down the valley, and those same rock faces becomes the ski mountain. And the terrain was pretty much like chunks of rock everywhere,
Really?
especially once you were like on the trails.
Holy cow. Okay.
So Spartan did a good job. It was like Palmerton is always supposed to be one of the harder ones, and it was start, and then you could see the little ants at the very top. So
yeah. So
it was the death march.
You went
pretty
straight up?
It was just straight up to the top. That was the first mile.
Yeah.
It was like,
So it lived up. You did this. What was it? The sprint or the super?
yep, just did the sprint. So
Okay.
just sprint. Sprint was on Sunday. Couldn't make Saturday. Just had some family stuff. Family stuff was in Pennsylvania, which is why I should have been running with you at Savage Race. But that didn't happen, so luckily it was...
Divide and conquer, man.
Yeah.
We spread out this weekend.
It wasn't
Pretty
too far away from where I was in Pennsylvania anyway, so I was like...
Good on you.
This could work, and it did, so it was cool.
good. Did you check your watch? You got any idea as far as elevation
I think it was 1,700
for a sprint?
just for the sprint.
Wow. Okay.
So,
I'm impressed.
and pretty much it was that straight up. And then towards the top of that, it got steep enough where it was kind of hands, like...
Really?
A lot of people were doing the hands and feet.
Scrambling,
It was
kinda?
like just, yeah, so it was... It was a tough uphill, but then
What was in the Spartan face, MF Doom over there? Was it a sandbag carry, the
That-
bucket carry? What was it?
Which one was that? That was the bucket carry? I
Don't remember?
don't even remember.
You're like, dude, I was just off the course.
it was the butt.
after 3 hours of driving.
It was the bucket carry.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Cool.
was actually pretty cool. It was
Cool.
just they did it nice, actually, really, and you could see it on the side of the mountain as you came into the venue. So
Cool. All
it
right.
was like, that was well done.
And that side of the mountain, was it a ski trail? What was that?
Yeah, kind of like a Lurny area. And then right above that was like their main pond for probably powering all the snow gear.
Okay.
Which is where they put the dunk wall, and then they had water crossing, which was just dunk wall, and then just keep going
Wow, in the water.
in the water. For
And this was at the top of the hill.
Nah, this was like, you've already came down
Okay.
most, so it was more towards the bottom.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Very cool. All right. And all of our favorites?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, Helix, the usual flare. There were some cool ones that were on the super list that weren't, like Twister and the kind of those fun ones
Okay.
we enjoy. Every obstacle was soaked.
Yep.
And
Makes sense.
then it started raining right around.
You too? You got treated to weather on the course?
Yes.
Crap.
So it started, just went through the water, and then you come around, and then you did the rings, which they were pretty slick
Okay.
at Bethel.
Yep.
They were just as slick, and now they were wet, so they were really slick.
Really slippery at Palmerton here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And then even monkey bars, which is like a super easy one. It was raining at that point, and that was really hard.
I think Spartan stepped it up a little bit on their monkey bars this year. They were usually a gimme. They were a little bit spread out more.
Yeah.
Bethel.
They're definitely spread out more. That, like, it's not a great, like, oh, let me wrap my arm and get all my forearm grip in there. It's like, it's kind of a meaty grab that just doesn't let
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
And then being super wet didn't help. Yeah. So overall, it was awesome. They had like this weird, like, red clay was kind of the whole mountain. So
Really?
the rocks kind of broke. It's really slippery, especially in the trees. Like, if anyone knows, like, coming down once you made that crazy ascent, they dipped you into the woods, and they did the usual Spartan zigzag to the woods, and some of that was just straight up slippery and dangerous.
Really?
Yeah.
Crowds in the woods? People stacking up single file? Or
Not
no?
too bad, but we were passing people, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but it was like I was wearing those new Spartan shoes,
Yeah.
and they were awesome except for in that spot.
Okay.
But people were falling
Okay.
everywhere, so I think it was like these shiny looking rocks and the terrain
Like
from
nobody's getting grip on those.
everything was like, because it was almost like a red clay, so it was like, and it was just wet and packed down and slick top, and so everyone was slipping and sliding in that area.
What do you think? Is that a must
It's pretty good.
for true Spartan fans?
It's pretty good. I kind of wish that it was a super. It was like, that would have been cooler. A few more, looking at the map and then looking at the left side, which is where the sprint was. It was kind of like, oh.
I put a poll out on YouTube. I was like, you're familiar with the Palmerton Spartan race, and people's comments were like, it's a mini Killington. It's like a practice ultra or some crazy stuff like this. I was like, okay.
It wasn't like that first climb was brutal.
Okay.
It was definitely brutal. But then you got to the top, and the top is flat, a couple obstacles, kind of the usual. It was like cargo net was up there, Atlas, rope climb, spear, and then you started coming down, and then you came down a lot through the whole steep section. And not till you got really back towards the bottoms when then you saw bucket and sandbag, and it was like the usual, the water crossing. So that was cool. But I think the coming down for the extended period of time made it not as tough.
Okay.
Like I would have put Bone Frog's last race, the one at Charlemont, Massachusetts, as tougher because they went straight up, straight down, straight back up. Like you didn't have any time to relax the legs. This one kind of flowed down, went through some better obstacles, but
maybe the super. I saw the super map versus the sprint.
Super
the sprint
went up.
Whoop, woo.
Yeah.
And the super went whoop.
Yes.
Whoop.
Yeah, super had some more ascent. So yeah, and there was a couple guys in the starting pen that were there for day 2. So good.
That's off to them.
Good on them for doing
amazing
Super Saturday.
Well, I can't wait to see the footage.
Yes. Yeah. So I actually had my son was running with me.
Yeah.
He was camera 2 this time, and camera 2 has been donated. He believes somewhere on the bucket carry.
All right. Well, if anybody finds camera 2, you're going to see a lot of him probably in it.
Yeah, maybe.
Please.
Yep.
Care of P.O. Box 197, Hawleyville, Connecticut.
Or
we would be much grateful.
Or you know what? Just wipe the card, please, and film away. It's like
very nice. Oh.
Yes.
Cheers to you. Cheers to a good weekend of running, racing, being back out on the course.
Cheers again.
It's good. It's good being out there past the old 2020, doing it in 2021 and beyond.
Yes.
Outstanding. So, congrats.
Cool. Right on. All right. Well, this is Mag and Damer from OCR Kings. And as always, train hard.
Have fun.